guest today is Becca Lago from Ginger and Juice Bar right here in the city, city of pleasant living, South Miami. So first of all, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
And you're as chipper as ever.
Right? Yes, always.
And I follow you and your family on, not around, but I follow you on Facebook. And I see pictures of your kids frequently. How old are they now?
Yeah, so Hayden, my daughter's in kindergarten. She goes to Pinecrest Elementary. And Ethan is at Margot School at Temple Judea. He's in pre-K. So
Hayden's in kindergarten?
Hayden's in kindergarten, Pinecrest.
All right. My grandson is there, Benjamin Myers. So you say hello if you happen to run into him.
Okay.
All right. They're so cute when they're that age.
They really are.
Yes. So tell us about the concept of the Ginger and Juice Bar. What caused you to start it, and tell us about the food and the products that you have.
All right, that's a huge question, Michael. So let's start here.
And we have plenty of it right here.
We do. We've got some samples here.
And in a minute, she's going to be passed out. Tommy, who's producing the show, is going to get some of it.
Definitely. So my sister and I, we had been talking about opening up a healthy fast food joint for over a decade, really. And for a long time, it was really just this idea and almost like a joke between us, like, oh, we're going to open up this juice bar at some point. And one day we were in Texas and we were just talking about it. And we said, what's your favorite ingredient to put in a juice? I had asked my sister and she said ginger. And I was like, oh my God, that's my favorite ingredient too.
That's for you.
Huh?
That was for you.
That was for me. All right. How's it going? So that's where really Ginger and Juice Bar came around, and we both are very into music. And so the Ginger and Juice comes from the song which you heard Tommy playing when we first started, Gin and Juice by Snoop Dogg. So you'll notice that all of our menu items are named after different rap songs. So it's kind of fun to come in and order off of that and see if you know what song it is.
Are you good with the songs?
I'm okay with the songs.
Test
and
it. When you go in or you order, they can do all the delivery services handle your food, right?
They do, yes.
So when you call in or write it in, test them, see if she can sing it back.
Yes, you should. So, and I brought some of those awesome items here for you today. Well, and then also on top of that, I wanted to tell you, so we opened in March of this year. We also closed in March of this year.
March. Oh, right before COVID.
Basically during COVID, and my sister and I are both huge planners. Like we plan everything. I was always, when I managed a team, when I was working for a brewery, I would always say, plan your work and work your plan and everything's going to be perfect. Well, not in 2020, not with COVID. So sometimes you just can't, plan your work and then work that plan. You have to kind of take a look at the situation and see what you can do to make the best of it. So we opened in March, we closed in March. And during the summer, we launched Smoothie Sisters. So what we would do would once a week, we would go on live and we would do different recipes so people could follow along with us. We'd tell them the ingredients. And that was really our way of being able to stay active in the community. And our mission is to offer a healthy alternative to fast food. So we wanted to be able to do that, especially during the pandemic, when it's so important to keep your immune system going and just to continue to be healthy.
Oh, so we had a thing around here. We know why it's called COVID-19, right?
I know where this is going.
For 5 months, we've provided food for everybody here, and it was almost always fast food.
Yeah.
Because it was so easy to do that.
Well, let me just hand you over one of my menus here, because ours is fast food, but it's also very healthy for you.
Oh, by the way, folks, when everybody comes in the building, we take the temperature and clean their hands, and there's glass between us, all right?
Yes, and I have my daily check on.
So nice menu.
Thank you.
So so people can go online, they can order all this. So what are some of your favorite ones and people really enjoy and they tell you about it?
So, I actually brought a few of those today. If someone looks at the smoothies, normally a very popular one is our forbidden fruit, which is a strawberry, banana, and apple. It's probably the name. There you go. It's a good name. We also, our most popular juice is the I Got 5 on it. And if you want to test me, I got 5 on it. See, you don't want to hear me sing, though. I don't have a good voice. But that's a very popular juice. It has, of course, ginger already in it. It has carrots. It has some apple, some orange, really just a nice dose of vitamin C in there and keratin. And then also we have the the yogurt cups. So if you come in for breakfast, we do a chocolate yogurt cup. We have a vanilla, and the one I brought today was a blue spirulina.
Can we get on with this? Tommy, you want some of this?
Okay. All right, let's try some of this. So let's start with the forbidden fruit. Oh, I'm touching the mic. It's probably making weird noises.
And she's going to try not to spill it, but if she does, don't worry.
Exactly, exactly. Let's see. This is my test, huh?
Mark, she's doing great, man. She hasn't spilled a thing yet.
All right, Michael, that's for you. That's our forbidden fruit. And
so do we drink this or
yes,
use a
this
spoon?
is no, this you can drink. This you can drink.
All right.
Tommy, you want me to okay. Tommy's coming to me. Ooh, I almost spilled that. What do you think of that?
Tell us what's in here.
So this is strawberry, banana, some apple, and almond milk. So, and all of our recipes are vegan. We do offer whole milk if you want it, but
I'm still tasting it. It's very good. It's like tingly, right? And it's sort of inviting, all right, to want to do a little bit more. And it's the taste lasts for. I'm still tasting it. So tell us again what's in here.
This is, are you going to try to make this at home and put me out of business? No. No, I'm just joking. It's
Mark is watching. Mark Lago. Awesome. She is doing great, he says.
It's strawberry, banana, some apple, and almond milk. And actually, the great thing about this is on our kids menu. And a lot of kids love this smoothie too.
Taste the banana, taste the strawberries. And it has a full feeling to it.
It does. I mean, people come in and this could be a lunch for you.
Should we ask how many calories are in that?
You can ask. I don't know because we haven't paid for the scientists to do all of that. I could figure it out for you.
No, that's all right. I thought maybe. All right.
You know, it's actually out of most of the smoothies, this one's very low in calories because if you look at a strawberry, not a lot of sugar to that. There's just a little bit of apple in it. The banana. You know, it's a lot of very healthy sugar and carbs. So you're not getting a ton of calories.
That's very good.
So good. I'm glad you liked it.
So people can go to your website. They can order it, have it delivered to them. Right?
So they can order through us with Uber Eats, Grubhub. We're working with Postmates now, or they can call in their order. We actually aren't able to go online to our website and order that way yet. But you can call in and you can pull right up and we'll bring it out curbside.
I called the place the other day and I said, listen, I'd like to place an order. They said, well, you either have to order it online or walk in. I said, I'm not going to do that. Right. And it's just like, I'm thinking, I'm in the car.
Exactly.
Right? And so you got to make it really convenient for customers to walk.
You do.
So what did it feel like when you were switching around? What do we have to do to provide service to our customers? How did you get to the point where we're going to have to walk outside our store and meet them out there? What was that like when you got to that point to do that?
Honestly, when we were going to be reopening in December, we said, what are the things that we need to do to be successful? And how have times really shifted from now till December? From now since March. I don't know what yeah, I swear these are all mocktails. There's no alcohol in any of these. And there are a lot of shifts. There's a lot of things besides the plexiglass and of course the taking the temperature. And some of those things are the fact that people don't want to come into the restaurant. And if they do come into the restaurant, they want to stay in a mask. They don't want to have indoor dining. So we were able to put up seating. We have seats outside. So the city of South Miami, very nice. They actually waive the permit fee right now for the seating. So thank you, yes, for taking care of that and helping to take care of the local businesses. And then another way to do that is something that really Mark and I do a lot. If we call, we go to Charcoal Indian a lot or East High, but we don't dine in. So we call them and they'll deliver it right to our car. It's convenient for people that don't want to get kids out of the car seat like me, or that they just want to be safe. So
I understand you have some great coffee. Tell us about that.
We do.
Oh,
yes.
Son of a gun.
I know we do. Did Mark say something? He's a coffee guy.
Just said hello.
Yes, and a lot of times when you think of a juice bar, you really don't think that they'd have coffee. So a lot of what we're trying to do is get the word out of different items that we have. But we use Perla coffee. I was actually at their roastery this morning picking up some fresh coffee, and we use Perla. They're roasted in the Gables. And we do cappuccino, latte, we do espresso, Americano, and you can get that hot or ice. So, and it is very good.
And as we look at people's habits as we're beginning to change, which is, I'm not going to go to a drive-through, all right, like a fast food, but I'm gonna call, and when I get there, I'm gonna let them know, and they're gonna come out. It's really extraordinary, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably a little bit too young to remember. There's a place called Jimmy the Hurricane on Lejeune and US 1. It was a drive-in.
Mm-hmm.
You would drive up, the girls would be on skates. And
okay.
And you would just order it from the convenience of your car. I was reading about Burger King pre-COVID, that's about 65% of their business was through drive-through. Now it's about 85%. So
wow.
the new stores are being built smaller
Mm-hmm.
because there's lots of ways that people want to be served. So I'm delighted that you're able to do that. When somebody pulls up there, how do you know that they're there?
So we ask them to call us. So they call us to place their order, and we take their order over their phone. We make the order. We let them know that they can be there in 5 or 10 minutes. They pull up, and then we ask them just to call us again. And once they call us, they just give us their name. We bring the food out, and if they pay cash or card, we go in, ring it up, and bring it back, and they're in and out in 30 seconds.
That's great.
So
Tommy, you want some more?
Yeah.
A different one? You want to try a different one?
All right, let's try something else.
Can we do that?
Yes, of course.
All right.
So I just don't want to hit the microphone here. So this next one, this is actually, we're ginger and juice bar. So we don't sell any liquor. Okay. However, we're set up like a bar. So for all of our juices, we make it in a shaker cup. We garnish everything, and we have a list of mocktails. So mocktails is what we say, it's 0% ABV, so no alcohol, but 100% healthy. So there's no added sugars.
Is your husband as healthy as you are?
It depends on the day.
Okay.
No, but he loves he loves coming into the juice bar. And he makes he actually eats more smoothies than I do. He has a smoothie every single day. So no, he's a healthy guy. Okay. Yes.
And other than these, what we're looking at here, you have different types of food.
We do. We sell wraps. We have a chicken and veggie wrap. We also have what we called our laid back bar, which is a signature granola bar. I think last time I was in, I brought you some samples. It's almost like a healthy Reese's peanut butter cup.
Was that?
That was in March. That was like the first week of March when we first opened, and we closed the next week.
I hate to say it seems like, it seems so long ago. It's been this torturous 100 days.
I know.
300 days. It's just like, so let's talk about, yes, we're going to.
So sorry. So we have the list of mocktails. So you can walk in, you can get a mojito, a strawberry daiquiri, a pina colada without the alcohol, and all fresh. So this is along the same lines. This is a spritzer. So we have different fresh juices that you can mix with the sparkling water. So this is our strawberry lemonade spritzer. It's strawberries, just as it says, with fresh lemon and some sparkling water.
Thank you.
Tommy, would you like to try?
Did you say you could mix that with vodka or no?
Actually, funny you say that. My friend Andrea came in yesterday.
Tell me again about this.
So this is strawberry lemonade spritzer. It's got fresh strawberries juiced, fresh lemon, and then it's mixed with sparkling water.
So what's it? Is it the sparkling that I'm sort of feeling bubbly?
That's the bubbly. That's the. I promise I didn't spike that before I came in. But yes, I had a friend come in yesterday. She ordered a mojito and a pina colada. And she texted me a picture about an hour after she left the bar, sitting poolside. And she said, I did spike these, but they're absolutely delicious. So even though you add a little alcohol to it, you can come in and get our mixers because you're not getting the added sugar, which is really important.
The part that I like about this is that at first there's this rush that you feel it, and then it seems to go away. And I think it's coming back. All right.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, it's fine. It gets to stay with you for a while.
And they're very refreshing. And if you get any of the drinks with a wrap, you get a free bag of pop chips to go with it. So we have that lunch special during the week.
Pretty good.
So you want to try something else? You want to try some yogurt? Ma'am. Some blue? Everyone's always, ooh, what's the color?
All right. So Carrie Valdez Perez says hello.
Hey, Carrie. Thanks for joining. She's always so supportive. They live in South Miami also, about one street over from us, and they have a cute little baby boy and an adorable dog. And that actually brings me to another point, that we're not just about promoting to, adults like you and I. We also have a children's menu and we have a dog menu as well. So it's really about keeping the whole family healthy.
So one of the things that's happened in the pandemic, pets have become a lot more popular. Pet food, pet supplies, people in the animal business.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that it's a booming business right now, and I understand that at Animal Control, they have very few pets for adoption now.
It's really wonderful.
Yeah, it's extraordinary what's happening. And by the way, the county just adopted a no-kill zone for Holiday County. What that means is there's certain criteria across the country, and there's certain ones that they still will do that, but it's a gigantic percentage that they're going to keep to get adopt out. Michael Rosenberg and Rita Schwartz were the ones that years ago started the Pets Trust to try to push the county into that. So even though it's not all the victory they wanted, they did that. So my hat's off to Michael Rosenberg for making that happen.
That is wonderful.
And,
yes, definitely.
So tell us about the pet food.
So we offer greenies, which are really good for your dog's teeth. And then we also make in-house, we make a pup cup. So it consists of peanut butter and some Greek yogurt and really just another mixer to it, just some water and a little almond milk.
So we were talking with, I forget his name, forgive me, the dog from Ipanema around the corner. So he's been bathing and cutting dogs.
So grooming?
Yeah, grooming for generations, for years.
Yeah.
And they all call them their babies, right?
Yes, they're your fur babies.
Yeah. So I go, I asked him, do men come in like that? He goes, ultimately they are. What'd you do to my baby? Isn't it great? All right. And so there is a lot more attention to pets, right? Mm-hmm. And so my hat's off to you on being able to do that.
And we do see a lot of people walking their dogs down 73rd. I see it on Sunset Drive as well. And we always have water out for the dogs as well. They're allowed to go into the juice bar or sit outside, on our patio.
Okay. So. And 73rd Street soon will be repopulated. As soon as some of the restaurant across the street, there'll be a new tenant over there relatively soon. I mean, the totality of one's life, maybe 6 months or a year. And we're happy that the city slowly is moving forward. Across the street from you, the Winn-Dixie project was approved.
Yes.
And I don't know when that starts, but within a couple of years, there'll be a lot more people on the ground over there.
Definitely. Yeah, I used to call that street Restaurant Row. But then, of course, Rockburger closed, which we were bummed about, and Town, such a popular one. But I know that it'll be revitalized soon.
So one of the things that people that are overweight can have a certain ability to say, if you go to Big Cheese, people look a certain way. You go, all right. You go over to Two Chefs, they look a certain way. You go to Deli Lane, they look a certain way. You go to Casa Cuba, and then. At Town, they were the slimmest of all of them.
I'm going to take a compliment to that because that was one of my favorites.
So sorry to see them.
I know.
So
it was as well.
Okay, so what else do we have?
So we have 3 different types of yogurt cups. I think I mentioned that before, but we have a vanilla, we have a chocolate, and we have the blue spirulina. People are I don't want to be talking right on this because then you're going to be eating it. Don't want you eating my germs, even though I'm fine. I got my daily check. I just want to be, a good team player. So anyways, this is our blue yogurt cup. What makes it blue is the blue spirulina, which is an algae. So it's very good for you. It's anti-inflammatory. It helps your immune system. It has a lot of antioxidants in it. And it's just really cool looking, isn't it? It is. And again, we have a blue magic bowl, which is it's a smoothie bowl, kind of like an acai bowl. And we have that on the children's menu as well, because my kids are like, oh, it's blue. Like, I want that,
Well, Robert Asensio, who's one of our hosts here, I see that he's watching. Robert, you should come by on 73rd Street. You can call him Ginger and Juice. All right. Right over, where are we? Right over there, Ginger and Juice. Sorry. You can call him. It's great. Okay. You want to, here. You want to put some in there?
All right, I'll put some in there. Okay. All right. So this is the blue spirulina yogurt, and then we top it with some granola, some banana.
Folks,
and
it's actually blue.
Hearts.
All right, there it is. Thank you.
And the hemp hearts are a really nice source of protein. Are you going to be having some too?
It's actually blue. Tell us what's in here.
So this is the blue spirulina yogurt. It's a Greek yogurt cup with blue spirulina algae, which sounds funny, but it's very, very good for you. And we top it with a homemade granola, banana, and hemp hearts. You're welcome.
You invented these?
Say that again?
Did you invent
My
these?
sister and I did, yeah.
That is great.
Thank you. I have to say, you know, and I'm not, it's just something that sometimes I'm just at the bar and I'm looking at everything. I'm like, it's insane. We're like, if we had to do this again, we don't even know where we would start, you know, because it's just one thing after the next. And we're like, oh, we need yogurt cups. And, you know, when you walk in, we're a very small space where the juice bar is. But we have a very extensive menu. There's a lot of different things. And a lot of times when I say, oh, you know, I have a juice bar, people are like, that's not really my thing. But it is your thing. You just don't know because we don't just sell juice. We have a plethora of different things that really.
I like that word.
Yeah, I like that word too, plethora. Really that can cater to just about anyone. So
you'd been thinking about this idea for several years.
Yes.
And then you said, okay, we're going to go do this. And you're really excited. Let's talk about the emotion of opening, and then within a month, the emotion of what you had to do.
So before we came on air,
no crying aloud.
That's what I was just going to say. Before we came on air, Michael said, "You're not going to cry, are you?" And I was like, "No, I'm here to bring like drinks. We're having fun. We're happy." And he's like, "Because there's been some tears on the show." And I was like, "I'm definitely not going to cry." And then he asked me this heart-wrenching question here. No, I'm just kidding. But so it was a little bit like, okay, we just opened this place. We're so excited. We have our grand opening. We're ready to go. A lot of support. My sister actually lives in Seattle, so she flew in for that. And then she came, and it was like a few days into the juice bar. And she said, yeah, there's this thing, COVID. You know, I'm really worried about it because in Seattle, that's really where a lot of it started in the States. And I'm like, just wash your hands, you know, everything's going to be fine. So, of course, I was completely wrong. And I'm really not wrong that often, but I was very wrong on
Mark?
this.
While we have a break here, let's see. Alicia Palmer Espinosa says hello.
Hi, Alicia. How's it going?
You know
I
this
do
is
know
so
her.
great. She says, congrats to Becca. Okay. So
thank you. She also has a cute little one.
Your psyche inside, and then how did you decide, and when did you decide we're going to do this? We're going to wait. We're going to figure out how to do it. So here it is. The government said you have to close your place. So how disappointing was that?
So we closed before we were told that we had to close. So we the gym had closed, I think, 2 days before us, and things were getting very slow, to say the least. And on top of that, it was just a weird feeling going. Just everything was, you know, the downtown South Miami isn't ever like crazy popping, but it was really like crickets on the streets. And we said, you know what, really the right thing to do right now is close and let's just see what happens.
We'll open next month.
Exactly. And honestly, for so long, I keep saying I thought that my kids were going to have an extra week of spring break. And here we are. At the end of the year, one of my children is still in, you know, virtual school. I would have never imagined that for kindergarten. So we did close before we said that they said that we had to. And, you know, it was devastating. It was like, gosh, so much work went into this. But we didn't want to just go away. So that's why we developed Smoothie Sisters, and we tried to keep up with our social media. And we wanted to stay, you know, active and engaged and still really promote what our mission is, so that it wasn't like our brand left.
Okay, and your mission is?
It's to find a healthy alternative to fast food. So we can offer something just like Burger King or McDonald's or Taco Bell that's fast, delicious, because really those places are delicious for sometimes, but that's going to be healthy for your body. And so the good thing about us reopening is people are really thinking about that more. Like you said, dogs have become, or pets in general. I also think people are more interested in their health. And one of the things with the yogurt cups, I'm not sure if you've read articles on vitamin D. Mark had us taking vitamin D months ago. He's like, I read this, we got to take vitamin D. So we do take it. And we also eat things that are, you know, have a lot of vitamin D from a natural source. So yogurt is one of those things.
So there, when did you
December 1st.
Did you? that you reopened December.
We reopened, yeah. So just a couple weeks ago.
But that whole of the time you were still doing it, just didn't have the store.
Right. So we were still providing recipes to people. We were doing some live shows where they could interact with us, and we were telling them, different benefits of the things that go into the smoothie, not just how to make it, but what the health benefits were of it. So
Let's see, one of your fans. We didn't think that our government would fail so badly.
Oh my gosh, who said that?
Your husband?
Oh,
There it is up there. Right?
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh
So,
my gosh.
I think he's your number one fan.
That's so funny.
So,
Well, I'm yours too, babe.
all right. So one of the things we like to do is get into the psyche of the people that are in business and figure out what makes them tick and how others can, listening to you, will say, gee, I can relate to that.
Mhm.
So let's talk about your desire to get in that field, because you worked for somebody else for a long time,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And the company that you were with, what size company was that?
It was a huge company. So I graduated from University of Arizona in Tucson, and with a business degree, marketing degree. And I actually left school with a job with Sam Adams, so the beer company. So I knew I always wanted to go into sales and marketing, didn't really know what, but I was a drinker at the time. And sorry, mom and dad. But I was like, I have the coolest job ever. I'm going to go work for a beer company. And I worked for them for a long time. And that's actually how I ended up in Miami, Florida. I moved here for a promotion, and I did a few different things in the state of Florida. And the last thing that I was doing with them, I was a brand sales manager for Concrete Beach Brewery, which is a local brewery in Wynwood. They were just actually, they just actually closed their doors, and they're going to be putting Dogfish Head into that facility. So when I was working for them, it was a little bit different because you're still part of a huge company, Boston Beer Company. But we were building a local brand, and we were building a brand from scratch, which was Concrete Beach. And we had, different styles in there. And I really loved being able, like having the autonomy and the creativity to kind of build something from scratch. And then alongside that, my sister and I, the reason that we wanted to do something healthy and fast is we were on South Beach years ago when I had first moved to Miami in 2008. And we were on the beach, and we wanted something quick because we wanted to get to the beach, but we didn't want to eat something heavy and that, wasn't, bathing suit material. So we were looking around, and you could find healthy stuff, but it was like a sit down long wait, or you could find fast food, but it wasn't healthy. So that's really where we said, gosh, we really want to create something. How is there not something that's healthy and fast? So I merged kind of the two of those with her. And that's how we created this.
So you saw that there was a need, and was it like switching light? You went, wow, we could do that. When did you realize we could do that? When was that moment?
I have to say, I don't even think that there was a moment. There wasn't a switch. It was almost like we've been talking, like we really want to do something like this. We think it would be great for people like us that are looking for that. But, I had a really good job with Boston Beer Company, and she had a good job with her career. So there really wasn't like we could do that, because it's like a big risk to just leave.
So you left a big company.
I did leave a huge company.
Where's Mark in this whole thing? When did you meet him?
Geez, where is he in this whole thing? No, we met. Okay, so I moved here in 2008. I think we met, gosh, I hope he's not like quizzing me here, but I think we met in 2010. We met in 2010, and we were married in 2013. God, I hope I got those. The dates are on the wall in our house, and I hope I got all those dates right.
By the way, Brad Brody. Do you know Brad Brody?
I do. Hi, how are you?
All right. So you get mixed up with Mark. You fall in love. You say, "Let's get married." Right?
Yes.
So
yes.
where is the? Were you still working for the big company?
I was. So I just left Concrete Beach or Boston Beer Company in 2019. So in 2019. I think it was September was the last month that I worked. From September 2019 to March of 2020 is when my sister and I were building the business. So she still works for Unum, and this is kind of her side gig, and this is more like I'm the face of the business, but we both really build it together.
So there's some young person out there wondering, gee, I don't know if I should go to work for a big company, a medium-sized company, or be in business. You've been on the pretty big company. How many people were working at the company when you were there?
Oh, there's thousands of people.
Thousands.
Yeah,
Okay.
thousands. I mean, Concrete Beach, which is a smaller division, I'd say there's probably 20 of us or so with the brewers and everything. So much smaller, but still part of a much bigger.
Okay, so let's
subsidiary.
imagine the young lady or man is just finishing school, undergraduate, not sure what to do. What would be some suggestions, advice that you might want to share with them about their future and about business?
I mean, I would say, I think a lot of what has made us successful is that we had some experience. So college was great because we got a degree there. You do learn some stuff, but I feel like the bulk of what I learned was actually being in the field, making mistakes, doing different things. So really, I think it's great to kind of go work for a company, get your experience, know that you have a paycheck coming to you while you're doing that, and slowly kind of build up a brand if you want to own your own business at some point as a side gig. And then once you really feel like you have enough capital behind you and the risk, you have a way to kind of figure out what your risk is, and you have the experience, I think that's the time to kind of say, you know what, I'm going to try a place of my own.
When you think about all the relatively new companies that were invented, certainly in the last 20 years, gigantic. By the way, I never hear the name Xerox, IBM. I don't hear those anymore.
No, you don't.
Right. And you think about all the businesses that were started in a garage or in somebody's living room. How many of those when Bill Gates dropped out of, was it Harvard he dropped out? Zuckerberg also?
Yeah.
Right? Where they had an idea. They said, how do we make this work? Right? So young people that are out there, get the experience, all right? Get your education. As I told my son, undergraduate 2008, I said, it's better to be unemployed with a master's than it is with an undergraduate. I said, so go to graduate school, and then if you want to be unemployed, at least you can smile. Right? But it was really there.
At least you have something on your resume.
Yes.
Yes.
And he went to work for some very big, gigantic tech companies. And then when he realized how that worked and stuff, he said, okay, I'm done. I'm ready to start my own. But it was with that maturing stage that happened.
And there's so much maturing that happens after college.
So one of the things that happened with COVID is a lot of jobs were lost. So people that whose business was closed, whether they did voluntary or not, they said, well, what do I do? Right. So you decided to, the overused word pivot, all right, is we figured out how to make it work.
Yes.
Right. And that's tremendous that you did that. For a while, my wife's in the animal business, and the airlines were not taking the animals for as far as freight. We have 3 minutes left. So the buyer said, I don't care, I'll come down. Drove down from New York, picked up the animals and took them back. Never would that have ever been a consideration prior to COVID, right? So I'm so glad that you were able to do that and figure out how to make that work, all right?
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. And your husband too. Where are you, Mark? All right? And your family, again, I follow you. And so people can go with Ginger and Juice Bar on 73rd Street.
Yes.
You have food, you got healthy stuff. You can leave all this because we're going to
Oh, I will.
Right?
I will.
And Tommy and I we're not going to share.
Yeah. Okay. Right? Definitely. We're going to get that.
So we're going to wrap up here in just a minute. So what else would you like to talk about before we sign off?
No, I mean, I do really appreciate community news, being a fan and really just supporting the community. I know you have a lot of local businesses on, a lot of local people, and it's really such a great avenue to get out there. So really just appreciate the support, appreciate the community to support, really just to come in, buy a drink, or even just to share us. And it's really all about word of mouth and getting our name out there. Yes. So I just wanted to thank you for that.
As we wrap up, Rabbi Yossi Harlick asked me, Mike, what did you learn during the COVID? And he says, what 2020 are you going to live in? We started this a few months ago. The one back or the one forward? And so one of the things I learned is you have to be looking forward. The stuff that happened yesterday doesn't matter anymore. There's nothing you can do about it. You can look at it differently, but it's not going to change that. One of the things that we learned here is we were doing a little bit of this prior to COVID, but not on this level. And when the way we communicated with people before, we would go to all the different chamber meetings, we'd host events, hundreds of people a month, and we would share it digitally. And then when COVID came and stopped all those meetings, so what are we going to do to connect to those people that so much want it, right?
Right.
And we wanted to share. And so we're doing more and more of this. We're delighted that you were among the first prior to COVID. They came in March.
Yes,
I'm glad
thank
you're back.
you.
We're happy for you. We're glad that you're out there. You're making it work. So again, our guest today is
Thank you so
Becky-
much. Thank
Becca
you.
Lago with Ginger and Juice Bar on 73rd Street. You can find her everywhere. And congratulations again to you. If you need to find her, you can find her online. And thanks for joining us. And Tommy, thank you for everybody. And we're out of here. Have a good day.
Thanks, guys.
And Merry Christmas to everybody.
Happy New Year.